Welcome back to another video. Today's review is focused on Atlanta Season 4 Episode 6 entitled Crank That Killer. And the official synopsis of this episode is: Hey, y'all remember how we used to hit the club and do the pool palace and crank that and nobody got shot? Yeah, me neither. And before I give out my review, please like the video, subscribe or comment, or just watch the video and keep going on with your night. Episode 6 was a pretty crazy episode, just like the typical Atlanta episode, but this episode was just amped up by 10,000% with what happens. But yeah, I felt like the plot and the performances in here were all pretty good, as the main plot for this episode is to crank that serial killer, where basically if you made a music video back then dancing to Soulja Boy's Crank That, long story short, there is a good chance you are about to become a t-shirt, as there's a killer out here on the loose. Basically, if you made a video, you're gonna get killed. That has just been basically just killing anybody that made this video. And Al, he just has just bad feelings about this because he made a video to Soulja Boy's Crank That 15 years ago. And now he's just, at first, he doesn't care about it. He just thinks that it's just all BS and everything else. But as more reports just start to come in about the killer just targeting folks, just coming after folks, now he starts to get worried and everything else. It was really dope to see Soulja Boy make an appearance, as Soulja Boy, he makes a brief appearance in here where he is basically just scared out of his life, because he knows that since he was the creator of this music video, the dance and everything else, he just knows that he's about to become a t-shirt. That's why he got the hell out of Dodge, out of his place, and just basically went to his safe farm and just everything else. Meanwhile, the other plot in here was that Earn and Darius are trying to buy some new shoes and everything else. They find a shoe dealer that has these shoes, but the shoe dealer is basically on some crazy time where in order to get these shoes, Earn and Darius basically have to kiss. French kiss, as you may say. And they have to do it for a little while to get these shoes. Earn completely against it. Darius, he doesn't care. He's willing to do it. Like, this episode definitely did talk about a lot of just important topics and just relevant themes in society right now. Like social media, the dangers of just social media, like how you just post one wrong thing, like 10 to 15 years down the line, it can come back to bite you, or how if you post one wrong thing right now, it could take you out the game. And with the shoe selling industry, reselling, how people like to sell shoes like 10 times the original value, just scouting the prices, just hiking the prices on some crazy time. But basically, Earn and Darius, they kiss, but something unfortunately happens to the shoe seller guy, as because of the freaking threats, Al decides to go to the mall to ease some time, to not be stressed out about this whole situation. But somewhere down the line, a killer is arriving. Somebody that hates Al to the point he is willing to take out anybody. And long story short, he makes his target, and he basically causes Call of Duty Grand Theft Auto shootout in the mall. He tries to kill Al, but fails. But many other people just start shooting at him. It just becomes a crazy gunfight. Some guy named Roberto, who's trying to become a rapper, tries to freaking like show Al what he can do, but he just gets violated in the process. Like, this shooter is just trying to kill Al. This shooter is just trying to take this man out just like that without any repercussions. And I don't know who this guy possibly could be. Some people do have some suspicions about who this guy is, but nothing has been confirmed. But the shoe dealer guy, thanks to the shooter, becomes the t-shirts. Al and Darius have to get the hell out of Dodge because they are basically now in like a criminal investigation with the dead body and stuff like that. And Al, he gets saved by a trash rapper named Doug and has to do this song to pay him back. But the episode basically just ends with just the three reuniting at Al's place. The Crank That Killer was found, and it wasn't even the shooter, it was somebody else completely. And just Doug just releasing his new song with Al out on the internet. But yeah, episode 4 was pretty crazy in my opinion. Like, some of the things that I enjoyed about this episode was Soulja Boy, Big Soulja, and his appearance. It was really dope to see Soulja Boy in here for a brief second and just being scared for his life. Crank That. I think that Crank That Killer was a pretty funny thing though, because making a music video 15 years later, you get killed because of it. It's some pretty wild mess. But at the same time, it has happened in social media today, so it's not surprising. I also felt that the segment with just Ern and Darius trying to buy some shoes and just a shoe seller on some crazy time with him wanting to kiss was just pretty insane. But it's just pretty relevant nowadays too, with just people trying to buy some shoes and just the seller just selling them at just 10 times the original value. That's just pretty crazy and just wild at times though too. But yeah, you better just be careful with what you post on social media, because you don't know whether or not it'll have you canceled or it'll have you dead. But once again, pretty good episode in my opinion. 4 more before it's over with, and we'll see what happens next. But thank you for watching, and until next time.